On the afternoon of December 31st, 1959, a SAS Metropolitan airplane took off from Lagos Airport, Nigeria, carrying a distinguished diplomat, someone US President John F. Kennedy would later call one of the greatest statesmen of our century. His airplane would fly southeastwardly across Nigeria and would later call the air traffic controller at Tiko Airport to request clearance over the airspace of the British Trust Territory of Southern Cameroons, before continuing on to Yaoundé, the capital of the French Trust Territory of Cameroun. On that seemingly ordinary day, as the diplomat flew across the skies, the two trust territories of British Cameroons and French Cameroun were equal. Both trust territories had heads of government. Both had state ministers. Both had houses of assembly, capitals, and government offices. They were equal as two peoples, with rich and unique heritages, cultures, identities, judicial, political, and educational systems. While Cameroon got its independence, the next day, on January 1st, 1960, it would take the people of Southern Cameroons another 13 months and 11 days to decide on the future of their territory. Having attended the independence celebration in Yaoundé, the distinguished diplomat travelled to Buea on January 2nd, 1959. He met with the Premier Jongu Fontia and his ministers, as well as the opposition party, led by Dr. Emmanuel Ndele. In a stormy meeting, the distinguished diplomat listened to the leaders of the Southern Cameroons bemoan the very difficult choices that lay ahead of them. This distinguished diplomat was none other than the Secretary General of the United Nations, Dag Hammarskjöld. What the Secretary General experienced over those 2 days in Yaoundé and Buea was a perfect reflection of one of his famous quotes. On January 1st, he had raised a glass and toasted the new Republic of Cameroon, however imperfect its path to independence had been. And on January 2nd, across the border in southern Cameroons, he had looked into the unhappy eyes of a territory shackled with what could be easily described as choices from hell. Choices that had been defined by the United Kingdom and the United Nations in the form of a plebiscite. A plebiscite is sometimes called an advisory referendum when governing authority seeks approval to act or not. The decision to order a plebiscite in southern Cameroons was because of an apparent lack of consensus of the path to independence. In order to understand why southern Cameroons even had to resort to a plebiscite, we travel back in time